Well, so here we are again. Haven't done a back of the truck vlog style repair in a while, but might as well do it this time. I took this thing apart yesterday, cleaned it up some. I left the body alone for the most part, just vacuumed out most of the dirt and stuff that was loose, but all the other stuff that I could take out, I washed off in a bin full of soapy water. So we're just going to go ahead and put this thing back together, and I guess you guys will listen to me talk about these things. It's no secret to me, many of you that watch my videos absolutely love these old Bissells. And when I say that I have seen, probably scrapped out tons of these over the years, and never in the life of me would I have thought that these things would ever be collectible to anybody. And I mean that in the most sincerest way possible. But I guess it shouldn't surprise me. But that being said, these were not horrible vacuums. They weren't, I wouldn't say that they were horrible. I would say that there's a lot of stuff better. I would say that the stuff that Bissell makes now is definitely worse. But these vacuums have a lot of nostalgia to a lot of people, which is why I'm guessing they're so collectible with a lot of you guys. But I've never, I just forgot to put the damn knob back in. But I've never really sought to collect these. And the only reason I've been picking them up is because I know so many of you like them, and typically the videos that feature these do pretty well. But yeah, I've never particularly cared for them. I have seen at the curb pretty much every color that these were ever made in. These were really common, and they really were meant to be a disposable vacuum through and through. The price point matched that for sure. It really did. It's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, you bought one of these back in the day, and generally you knew what you were getting yourself into. I had an apartment years ago, and the guy that I was rooming with, his girlfriend bought a newer one of these. And I remember asking her, it's like, well, why did you buy a Bissell Power Force? And her response was, Amazon said that it was the best for pet hair. And I was like, whatever. I didn't really care about vacuums at the time. This was like, 12 years ago now. But yeah, that's the only time that I've ever owned one of these things, and that one was a newer version of this, but it was still the same style, but it was not the new style when Bissell changed it over. I mean, that vacuum was okay. I remember using it a couple times, but again, I didn't really care for it too much. So yeah, I don't have any, much personal experience with these. I've never been really attached to them. Never had one growing up. I do remember seeing them all the time, of course, like I was saying, but yeah, I don't have really any attachment to these. I could understand why there's people out there that do like them, because like anything else, technically anything can be collectible. And this thing's definitely going to need a new belt too. But I'm not BSing you guys though when I say how many of these I've seen at the curb over the years. It's absolutely crazy. Just trying to get this thing all lined back up. I mean, the crazy thing is, like, if you had asked me, years ago, how much worse Bissell vacuums could have gotten, I would have told you that, well, they couldn't get much worse than these. But honestly, these machines really kind of stood the test of time in many ways. And the fact that there's so many of them still out there, kind of a testament to how well this design was made, you know, back in the day. And I guess this wasn't even a Bissell design. This was Samsung, of all people, had this design originally, and then they licensed it to Bissell. There's something about that. I'm sure somebody out there will come out with the correct story behind that, but I remember reading something about that at one time, that this wasn't even a Bissell design. It's just Bissell basically came into possession of it and they started making them. But yeah, I mean, these were good vacuums for what they were, you know. They used to cost like $50 back in the day, and that's why people bought them. They sold a lot of them because of that, just because of that price point, which again, not a bad thing. One other fail point that I've seen on these old Bissells are these foot pedals. Every single one of these old Bissells I pick up, they're usually broken or very close to it. It's definitely a good builder for sure, because all the main parts are still in good condition. And even if they weren't, I mean, all you enthusiasts who love these, you know just as well as I do that really, as long as the plastics are good, all that stuff can be swapped to another better machine. And that's really what you guys care about, is, you know, the look, more so than the actual machine, if that makes any sense. And this thing did not have the right screw in it. It didn't have a screw in it at all when I picked it up. So I got a screw out of the Horde, which is the same thing. And that'll at least keep that. And for proof of concept, I guess, we can at least show it working. And I'll vacuum the shop rug with it. Just purely as a disposable unit, these were probably the best that you could buy, even still compared to a lot of the machines that were made today. Were there better? Yeah, but honestly, if you bought one of these, you weren't doing too bad, because, you know, they cleaned pretty well for a bagless vacuum. This one also has the bigger 12-amp motor in it. Unfortunately, as these things progressed in age, Bissell put smaller and smaller motors in them, so they kind of got, you know, they were nowhere near as good as these. But this one, I'm guesstimating between 2008 and 2010, maybe, somewhere in that range. And unfortunately, it does not have the label on it. So the label would tell me the serial number and at least allow me to see what year it was made, and of course the original model number. That's no longer there. It's left the chat. It's another common issue I've seen with these old Bissells. I don't know why, but half of them I pick up, these labels are just gone like this. There's no adhesive, there's no residue left. It's like they just fell off. I don't think the person pulled them off. Now, of course, the filter has probably never been changed. I'm gonna blow this off with some compressed air really quick, and then we'll reinstall this, and, you know, hopefully it'll be better. Yeah, this thing needs to be replaced. I just blew it off. There's no saving that, so we'll just leave it. No big deal. You guys kind of saw the other filter. The other filter is actually in better shape. Let's get this thing over to the shop rug and see how it does. So like I said, this belt's gonna have to be changed. I am expecting it to kind of drag on the carpet a little bit. You know, the brush roll is not going to be spinning as fast, but we'll see how it does. Lift that thing all the way up, and then we'll drop it. was pretty good for a curb find. I'm kind of surprised. A lot of the time when I find these things, I mean, you guys know just based on the condition of the ones that I've picked up, a lot of them are thrashed. Even the ones that are like really beat up, I don't even bother picking up unless there's like a part on them that I need right then and there. And I do pick up a lot of these when I do see them. Don't misunderstand me, but the ones that I'm talking about that are thrashed, they're like, the body's cracked up. There's all kinds of junk inside the dirt canister. Yeah, there's some things I will pick up, but there's a lot that I won't. So, seems to work okay. Decent little vacuum. Like I said, perfect builder. This thing is definitely, for sure, restorable. A little bit of elbow grease will have this thing looking really good for the person that buys it. So stay tuned for more videos.